You need to hear this if you're a budget-conscious consumer. As the summer months approach, consumers often anticipate a season of relaxation, outdoor activities, and family gatherings. However, this year, the joy of summer could come with a hefty price tag. Are you worried about the rising costs of everyday products? Many items are poised to experience significant price hikes, with some potentially doubling in cost. Factors such as increased demand, supply chain disruptions, and economic shifts are converging to create a perfect storm for price inflation. From essential groceries to popular outdoor equipment, the financial impact could be found across a wide range of goods. What's something people don't know about the upcoming price surge? In this video, we'll explore 15 products that are likely to see substantial price increases over the next couple of months. By identifying these trends early, consumers can make informed decisions to mitigate the financial strain. Understanding which products are expected to surge in price allows for strategic planning and early purchases, ensuring that essential items remain within reach despite the rising costs. You need to hear this if you're a fan of refreshing drinks this summer. During the summer, the demand for beverages like bottled water, soft drinks, and beer surges. This demand is driven by high temperatures, outdoor activities, and social events. According to the Beverage Marketing Corporation, sales typically increase by up to 45% in the beverage category between June and August. The industry is also at risk of facing shortages in essential raw materials due to the high production. Water scarcity due to the droughts can impact manufacturing, while aluminum shortages can affect the packaging of canned beverages. The International Bottled Water Association has noted that the rising cost of raw materials and transportation will contribute to price hikes in the months ahead, meaning several popular drinks can become significantly more expensive due to the combined effects of surging demand and supply chain constraints. If you're a summer traveler, then you need to hear this. Summer, of course, is a peak travel season, with many people taking vacations. The Bureau of Transportation Statistics reports a 60 to 70% rise in the number of travelers during this period. This higher activity often leads to pricier tickets. The rising cost of fuel, which typically accounts for 30% of airlines' costs, can also drive up prices in the months ahead. On top of that, airlines deal with operational challenges such as staffing shortages, airport congestion, and increased maintenance needs during peak seasons, adding to operational costs. These factors can combine to make some airfares double in price compared to off-peak seasons, which is why it's so important to plan your travel and purchase your tickets in advance. Why are there not more people talking about the rising costs of building materials during the summer? Warmer temperatures typically contribute to a boom in construction activity across the country. Now, the U.S. Census Bureau reports that construction spending increases on average by 50% during the summer months due to favorable weather conditions. In recent years, builders have faced major supply chain disruptions, particularly in the availability of key materials. The National Association of Home Builders has highlighted that lumber prices, for instance, have experienced volatility, with prices tripling during peak demand periods. In 2024, the association forecasts a substantial surge in the cost of building materials due to persistent problems in sourcing lumber and high production costs for concrete and steel. You need to hear this if you're a tech enthusiast. Even as semiconductor chips become more abundant in the global market, the consumer electronics industry is still reporting a shortfall. That's because automakers were producers' top priority after manufacturing interruptions caused vehicle production to drop to record lows during the pandemic. These chips are also essential components in products like smartphones, laptops, and gaming consoles. However, according to the Semiconductor Industry Association, the supply-demand imbalance is still leading to increased lead times and higher costs for manufacturers. Consequently, prices for consumer electronics will likely see steep price hikes this summer, with the hottest new gadgets being hit the hardest by this trend. I bet you didn't know how much fuel prices can spike during the summer. With more people driving and flying for vacations, the Energy Information Administration predicts a seasonal increase in gasoline demand by about 45% this season. Higher demand, combined with geopolitical factors and production adjustments by oil-producing countries, is going to make the cost of gasoline and diesel soar during the summer. In fact, summer gasoline prices have been known to rise by at least 20 to 30% compared to winter months. These surging costs have a ripple effect, impacting transportation and logistics costs for various goods, which can worsen overall inflation with pump prices and the cost of many products rising as a result of more expensive fuel. You need to hear this if you're planning to buy home appliances this summer. Like automobiles, home appliances rely heavily on semiconductor chips and other electronic components. This global chip shortage has caused production delays and has pushed the cost of appliances up over the past few years. According to the AHAM, or Association of Home Appliance Manufacturers, summer months see higher demand for appliances such as air conditioners and refrigerators due to the need for cooling and food preservation in hot weather. In fact, AHAM reports that demand for these items can double in many regions during this period. For that reason, the price of home appliances can shoot up in several markets. For example, last year, the price of air conditioners in California jumped by approximately 34% due to abnormally dry weather conditions, local reports revealed. Am I the only one that didn't know the clothing industry has faced several problems in textile production due to issues like labor shortages, factory shutdowns, and tighter supplies of raw materials? The International Textile Manufacturers Federation, or ITMF, shows that cotton prices have increased by 40% year over year due to adverse weather conditions affecting crop yields. Synthetic fibers, which are used extensively in summer apparel, have also gone up in price due to high oil prices and production bottlenecks. Now, the soaring costs of both natural and synthetic materials are being passed on to consumers. As a result, summer clothing items such as t-shirts, shorts, and swimwear will become pricier in many U.S. stores and boutiques. But if you want to save your dollars, you can always check for promotions online or buy secondhand. Am I the only one that didn't know about the rising costs of our favorite summer footwear? Summer often brings higher demand for seasonal footwear like sandals, sneakers, and outdoor shoes. However, the footwear industry faces similar issues to the clothing sector, with disruptions in production and rising costs for raw materials. Additionally, higher shipping costs due to fuel price increases and logistical bottlenecks have affected the supply chain in the past year. That's why the footwear distributors and retailers of America forecast that prices for summer footwear will increase in all U.S. markets in 2024, on average by 25% to 35%. With some categories such as athletic shoes seeing even steeper increases due to their growth in popularity. I bet you didn't know this if you're an outdoor enthusiast. Outdoor activities make more people look out for sporting goods such as bicycles, camping gear, and sports equipment. The Outdoor Industry Association reveals that the sales of outdoor gear can increase by up to 48% during the summer. But the sector is another one facing material shortages and shipping delays. For example, the global shortage of bicycles during the pandemic has continued into subsequent summers due to high demand and limited production capacity. Analysts with the Sporting Goods Manufacturers Association predict prices will soar by up to 50% for the most popular products, driven by tight supplies and supply chain bottlenecks. Am I the only one that didn't know gardening supplies would get so expensive? Gardening has become increasingly popular, particularly during the pandemic, as more people have started to engage in home activities. The National Gardening Association reports that the number of households participating in gardening increased by 25% over the past 4 years. Meanwhile, the surge in demand has put pressure on manufacturers and retailers. Products such as soil, seeds, and gardening tools have been experiencing shortages and shipping delays, hence prices for gardening supplies are still rising. The NGA notes that the prices of seeds and soil have increased by 27% in the past year, while gardening tools and equipment have seen price hikes of around 30%. During the peak gardening season last summer, there were hints of what we should expect for this year's season. You need to hear this if you're a consumer worried about summer expenses. The potential for significant price hikes on essential summer products is a pressing concern that warrants immediate attention. That's why staying informed and proactive is crucial as we face a summer of potential price surges across various products and categories. Consumers can safeguard their finances and ensure a more enjoyable season by buying essential items before prices skyrocket. Don't wait until the heat of summer catches you off guard. Start planning and purchasing now to stay informed and prepared and make the most of your summer without breaking the bank.